Aloha, bitches. Welcome back. Welcome back after a week hiatus. The Real Talk podcast returns. The triumphant return. Episode 6. Let's get the ball rolling here. With me tonight, I have the old faithful, Frank. What's going on, bruh?
What's going on, bro?
All right. With me, I have KP back again. Ben, KP, what's up? What's good?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Chilling, Brad, chilling. Just got home from work. Trying to do this thing in a timely fashion so we can all get a good night's sleep. Back again, we got Eddie, no side, Mr. Bleed Green. What's good?
What's up, bitches?
Not much, my nigga, not much. And back from his sabbatical, from his Neil Peart-esque voyage across the country, soul searching, the one and only, Justin. Welcome back.
What's going on? And who's that guy you're talking about?
What guy? Neil Peart?
Yeah, who's that?
All right, we're moving on. No, I'm just kidding. Neil Peart, the fucking lead, the drummer of Rush, the greatest drummer to ever live, ever was.
I don't think I've ever listened to a Rush song, beginning to end.
Oh, that's too bad for you, man. You don't know what you're missing.
Crazy.
Anyways, I'm glad to be back after a needed week off. A lot of scheduling conflicts. We're back here tonight, and tonight we're gonna touch on a little something I find I'll always enjoy bitching about, and that's shitty jobs. I know we've all had them, whether we were young or even today. You know, like it's just a topic that I don't know. I enjoy hearing people's war stories about maybe an idiot customer they had or something like that, or just an overall bad experience of where you worked at. I know I've had them. I know probably most of us have. Does anybody want to start out with any stories or anything like that?
I don't really have any stories, but I mean, I've been working where I work for 3 years now, and I'm a chef. So I work at this retirement home that's like a little slice of Florida in Pennsylvania. And before I worked here, I worked at the local hospital, and I worked there for like a year and a half. And I was there for a year when the hospital actually bought the restaurant I was working in. And I lasted maybe 3-4 months, and I said, fuck this. I quit because they came in and changed everything and didn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And kind of made like a lateral move over to this retirement home. And a year into working there, the hospital fucking bought the place. So I've been there for 2 years. So needless to say, I'm still at a shitty job.
Now, what makes it shitty, though? I mean, you're a cook, but you don't like cooking or anything like that? What's the deal?
No, it's not even like that. It's hospital run. So, and it's, when I say that, I mean, like, you know, they bring in their own people, they do their own thing, they implement their own policies, and it's not like a normal kitchen. I mean, if you watch, I don't know, Hell's Kitchen, you know, like Gordon Ramsay and all that.
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Like a lot of people say,
Yeah,
that's,
bollocks.
yeah.
Oh,
fuck
you
off
fuck
upstairs,
you.
and you've given up, haven't you? Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say, oh, that's not real. That's not. Yeah, it's pretty
That shit's
close
fucking
to.
real. Are you kidding me? Like in a pressure situation like that where you're cooking other motherfuckers' foods. And that shit doesn't come out right. I mean, you got to get that shit out on time. I fucking watch Kitchen Nightmares. It's one of my fucking favorite shows. You know, you're in there and these motherfuckers can't cook. You know,
that is very, very close to what a real kitchen is like.
Except in your case, you're just doing it for geriatrics and stuff, and you know, Grandpa beats with his walking stick.
Yeah,
if his eggs are too runny.
Exactly. It's very boring. It's not. It's just. It's not for me, man. I don't, you know, and that's, you know, my little sabbatical, you know, my search for the meaning of life. You know, I've been looking for
what do I stand for?
I hate that fucking song. God, I did enjoy their performance on the Grammys, though.
I mean, that band's really popular here for some reason. I don't really know, but
because you're in Hawaii. You also said mullets were popular in Hawaii. So.
Yeah, well, it's like I said, land stuck in time, son. So the fanny pack is big here, the mullet's big, and we still have Kmart's. I don't know if Kmart's, but
they're slowly closing down over here.
Oh yeah,
Kmart. There's like one Kmart in this area. But I don't know. I've been kind of like looking for somewhere to go. I want to do the real restaurant thing again. You know, I enjoy my part-time job cooking up at, you know, this German club that I work at part-time, and I enjoy that more because that's more of a real kitchen as opposed to you know, everything that comes out of the kitchen at the I mean, everything that comes out of the kitchen in at the home, it's scoop and serve. I don't want to say it's cafeteria because it's not.
I
It's
feel you. I mean,
not.
like me, like what I've always wanted to do at least. Like I've always wanted to like fucking open up my own place in a way, kind of like a gamer's lounge where you'd have
Yeah,
food
you
service.
and I
I think
talked
I
about
mentioned
this.
that. Yeah, like I've always wanted to do that, but like getting the funding would suck. And honestly, to me, that would be my fucking dream job because I'd be my own boss pretty much, and
Yeah.
like I could game while at work and shit. And isn't that like what every fucking gamer wants to do pretty much? Like imagine like your job, oh, I'm playing Final Fantasy at work. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. That to me would be fucking cool as shit, but I don't know.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, like the last 3 weeks, I've been as far west as Boulder, Colorado. I've been as far south as
God damn, man.
Atlanta. I've
Why?
gone as far. Why?
Why so far? I mean, shit.
Why so far? I mean, it's.
You're like that Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. You know?
I haven't been. I haven't been anywhere,
I've been
dude.
everywhere, man.
A lot of time I didn't even know where I was going until I got there.
Shit.
I don't know. I mean, the only way I think I'd stay on the East Coast, Boston or Baltimore.
Oh, you
I'll
gotta
let
visit
you know this.
Boston.
There is not shit down here, so just go back
And
up.
Florida is Holy Land.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's so
God.
overrated,
Let's
man.
get-
All like the religious
Can we go to
documentaries, they're like,
Holy
oh,
Land
holy,
up there,
dude,
dude?
it's a
Please.
piece of shit
Holy
little fucking
shit,
spot off
dude, we
I-4.
should. I think we should, bro. I've kind of
I
always wanted
I
to
told him we
go.
would.
We'll
but
go there
I
with
told him we're
shirts.
just gonna go and laugh at these people. That's it.
Yeah, for real.
With shirts that have like evolution written on them or whatever, and see if we'll get kicked
Yeah, a
out so
bunch
we
of
can file a
666 and
lawsuit.
stuff like that, yeah.
But
Boulder's a place that I've always and not even it. Not even Boulder's nice. I like Denver. Seattle's always been a place. I've been looking for a place to go. Essentially, I don't want to stay here the rest of my life.
I feel you, dude. And you have a lot of
Mount
demons there,
Penn,
it seems.
Mount Penn, Pennsylvania. If this situation's taught me one thing, it's definitely that I don't want to be here the rest of my life. And I don't want to say I'm running away. But
No, you don't.
Go be on one of the cooking shows, man.
Yeah, dude, get on that. That'd be fucking great, dude.
You know what? I applied for Chopped.
Okay.
I did that.
Oh, that'd be
There's a
fucking
bunch of
sweet,
them, though,
dude.
dude. Apply for a bunch of them.
Iron
Or even
Chef,
like
all that
local
shit.
restaurants, dude.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I gotta get into. I didn't go to cooking college. I did vocational school and all
technical
that, but that
school, right?
Cooking
that
like culinary school is no.
Yeah,
But
like-
yeah, you don't
yeah,
need that though to
yeah.
get on one of those shows.
No, I'm not saying that, but like, it's very hard. Like I have training, and I'm good at what I do. Don't get me wrong. I can hold my own against people, that have gone and had.
So, I mean, I can make some mean tuna, man.
Yeah, seriously.
I can hold my own against classically
They can
trained
microwave
chefs,
up a
but
mean
but
hot
there's
pocket.
15 seconds you can hit buttons.
I don't know, dude,
There's something about when I was 18, I went out to California and looked at colleges, and I went to Philadelphia and looked at colleges. And my aunt, you guys know her, she fucking plays video games with us.
Yep.
She went to CIA, the best culinary school in the United States, in New York City, in fucking Hyde Park. She helped me. Like, she took me all these places to looking at schools, and at the end of the day, she said to me, "You know what? You don't need it. If
It
you
boils
get
down to skill. You get an
it, boil,
apprenticeship,
it boils down to skill
Yeah.
and work experience. But you know what? Since I've been 18, I've worked in fucking retirement homes and hospitals. I don't want to.
You gotta make some moves, Shawty. You gotta make those moves.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to say what I'm doing is fucking cafeteria food. It's glorified cafeteria food.
I feel you, and and bringing
I
it back.
need yeah. She said to me when I was 18, get in a kitchen, work under a chef, and learn something.
Yeah,
Where I'm at right now, our chef is overrated.
apply, bro. Gotta keep applying. Fucking. You don't
Yeah,
want to
that's
hinder
some-
your career.
yeah.
You're still a young cat. Do that. And bringing it back on topic real quick. I mean, like I said, what you feel like is a shitty job right now. You don't want to. You don't want to end up that guy.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like you got to make some moves, bruh. If I had the bread, I would definitely start up that fucking business or whatever. But in due time, I still feel like I got some time to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm young and I've got to, I want to learn. And when you don't, especially in my industry, when you're not learning anything anymore, it's time to move on. It's time to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You got to work. It's definitely a business, in a field where you've got to learn from somebody. And that's why more and more lately I've been feeling like maybe I should just say fuck it and go to culinary school.
I feel you. Ben, let me ask you a question though. You're doing this internship. How's that working out for you, man? Do you, what exactly do you do there and shit? Is it like,
It's a 211 crisis hotline call center, and
Oh, that's
yeah.
depressing.
Well, I mean, half of it's a crisis hotline, and then the other half is INR, which stands for Information and Resource. So people call, if they're homeless, just for an example, if they're homeless and they need a shelter, or if somebody needs access to a possible, a free clinic for like rehab or for counseling or something like that. We have like a database with a bunch of stuff we can refer them to. But also, like I said, we do crisis calls as well. But it's pretty cool, man. I like the people I work with, and obviously I'm not getting paid for it. It's just an internship, but I mean, I like it a lot, and especially when they told me that the boss actually likes it a lot when all the interns apply for jobs after the internship. So
that's pretty cool,
hopefully,
dude.
yeah, hopefully that'll turn into something. It's like I was gonna tell Justin about that. It's all about who you know, really. I mean,
For the
so
most part.
talk to your manager, and maybe they know another manager for another place that maybe you would like to work at. Something like that. Maybe
my
bounce off.
manager
But
is a
I heard you.
middle-aged
Yeah,
homo
you said he was
who, and I don't wanna say-
overrated or something.
No. I love my boss, my executive, or not
Yeah.
the director of the I don't know of dining services. He's a middle-aged gay man, and you know what? I love him to death. He's a great guy. But when I talk to him about this shit, you know what he says to me? Go to school.
There you
You know
go.
what?
Then
'Cause
take
he
his
sits in
advice.
front. He sits
Take
in
out
front
some
of a.
loans,
But
man.
you know what? He sits in front of a computer all day. And I don't. That's why he says go to school, because he gets that cushy job. He wears the chef coat, but you know what? He
Yeah,
sits in front of a computer all day and
that's
gets
not
that
for
bread.
you. You
No,
gotta,
it's not.
I don't know. I feel like, you watch all these fucking shows like The Chopped or whatever and shit like that. A lot of these guys, they work in like New York or in the big city. There are plenty of restaurants you can have
Yeah.
a main chef take you under your wing, their wing, and you rise up through the ranks.
Being in a big city like that is a very scary,
Yeah, but I mean,
especially
at
for
some
someone who
point,
doesn't
though,
have the
bro, I
training.
mean,
You know, but I don't
not
know. I know.
exactly every big city. I mean, you see some of these shows where they're like in a small town, whatever. If you're a
All
small
right, but I
town
mean
guy,
like New York and that.
yeah, New York would be, I guess, would be a big move. But I mean, at some point, you're gonna have to make that choice. You're gonna have to make that leap, especially if you want to
Oh
move up
yeah.
in life. So you don't want to be stuck at like,
I've
me.
been. Yeah. I've
I mean,
been.
don't get me wrong. My job is all right. It's actually kind of fucking easy, but there's some days it's fucking stressful as fuck. You know what I'm trying to say? When you deal with fucking stupid people.
Yeah, and my
You know what I
job's the
mean?
same way. It's good some days and it's terrible the other days. And I've been, all the places I've narrowed down that I would love to live at across this country, and there's places I would love to live at that are not in this country. I keep an eye on that area as far as jobs, and I've made phone calls and I've sent out
San Diego.
resumes.
I mean, you seem to like that
No,
area.
I don't. I don't want to be anywhere in California. If I went West Coast, I think Seattle.
That might
if
not be-
I
Come
I
down
went
to
West
Florida, dude,
Coast,
and
Yeah,
cover
a
for
lot
some more
of shit, yeah.
retirement and old folks, dude.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right there
Yeah,
in Florida,
be a
though.
professional retirement home cook.
fucking lateral move.
I don't know. Florida would be pretty tight. I don't know.
But speaking of like all the executives,
Florida
Matt, you,
sucks,
like,
man.
and
Don't
going
let
back
Florida.
to going back to Gordon Ramsay, all those when he brings in these people to do like Hell's Kitchen and that, those executive chefs and that shit, they're the first to go because they sit in front of that computer all day long.
Mhm. I don't know, man.
It's there's been a lot of soul searching these past few weeks. You guys know what went on. You know what I'm doing. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe I guess if it's helping you, I suppose that's always a good thing. And maybe one day you'll get an epiphany. You'll figure out what you really want to do and everything. And if you feel like that's your
I
calling,
know,
you know?
cooking is what I want to do.
then
It's
fucking
just
get out there, Shotty Doe.
So shares,
You know? I mean, it's, I don't know, bro. It's just,
it's still rough. I mean, I have ties here. Obviously, this is where almost
Yeah,
my
man, I mean,
entire family is, and
I mean, I
You know.
have plans for my life. Like, I mean, I want to be a fed head for the rest of my life and shit like that. Like, I either want to go, like,
head, he says.
you know what I mean? Like, I want
I like
to,
that.
either go back to school or whatever. Actually, I've even, contemplated joining the Air Force or whatever, too. I mean, like, as far as the IT field goes and shit like that, it would probably be a good move, for me. Because, like,
Or
I mean,
deliver packages within the Air Force, right?
no,
there you go.
fuck,
You'd be the
fuck
FedEx guy for the
that
Air Force.
bullshit.
There you
Nah,
go.
dude, I feel like I've, like, at some point, I feel like I had an epiphany. Like, I mean, I'm 27, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting any younger.
God
I feel
damn.
like I need to fucking, I need to make some
dude,
fucking
you're
moves.
27.
Oh, Grandpa.
Bro, when's the
fucking-
baby coming, man?
I know,
Grandpa.
son. I'm saying, bro. But I'm like,
I'm 23 and I'm having that fucking midlife crisis.
Bro,
What the fuck am I gonna do with my life?
But
Why
pretty
am
much
I
though,
still
like,
in this small
my-
little ass
That's a
town?
beginning life crisis, man. That's not a
Right?
midlife crisis. You haven't done anything.
Baby
yet, so that's a
life.
beginning
quarter life
crisis.
crisis, son.
Hashtag
Quarter life.
baby.
Fucking old man in a fucking 23-year-old body.
See, that's a
Hashtag
midlife
teenage
crisis. When I think
nightmares.
midlife crisis, I don't think what am I going to do with my life. Is what I've done with my life good.
Well, that's sometimes like when my birthday rolls around or whatever. I take stock of my life. I'm like, shit, man. Like all I fucking done is like I worked. You know, I have like I don't have like practically any bread really if you think about it, like extra expendable bread.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I've just been working these jobs that I get by. You know what I'm trying to say? But I don't want to get by, and I don't feel like I need to be rich, but I'd like to be comfortable. You know what I mean? And like,
You'd like to have something in the savings for.
You'd like to
rainy
look
day.
at your bank account and smile, not just
yeah,
be like,
hey,
ah.
I'm chilling. You know, like that's
Which
all I
a
really
month
want,
ago
dude.
I looked at my bank account and I was smiling.
Of course, man. I don't know. You know, and like, it's just like I worked at Starbucks when I was younger, and that I worked there for like 3 fucking months. I couldn't take that fucking place, and it's just like one of these places where it's like.
Barista sin.
It's barista sin pretty much, but it's just like these motherfuckers. It's just fucking coffee, like why make this fucking huge fucking deal? You got these people coming in there like, oh, I need this latte, 172 degrees. Like,
I want
your
my
mouth
shit
is a
French press,
fucking thermometer, dude. Like, so it's just one of those things where like, you don't want to be in that
Extra
situation
foam.
ever. Yeah, fuck that. Like.
Bitch, I said extra foam.
Straight up European style, half and
You
half.
ever seen that movie Rampage?
Nah, what's it about?
Oh,
there's
dude,
this
yeah,
movie,
dude,
yeah,
that
there's
is
this
a good
movie
one.
Rampage. It's about this dude who plans out just mass murdering of the whole town or whatever. And while he's planning it out, he goes to a Starbucks kind of thing, and he says extra foam, and the guy doesn't give him extra foam. And he gets all pissed off, and the next day he comes in, like after he's killed everybody on the street, and he walks in and he's like, now, I want you to make me a latte with extra foam. And he's got like a fucking big ass gun and shit and body armor. It's fucking awesome, dude.
Dude, that reminds me of God Bless America. Have you seen that yet?
Nope.
That's
No.
it's. All right, you know that dude Bobcat Goldthwait or some shit like that. He has like that really fucking weird voice. He's like, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know. He's a weird fucking dude. Anyways, the movie's called God Bless America. He's like,
Are they good?
I don't fucking know. That's how he sounds like to me or whatever. He sounds really fucking weird. Pretty much the movie's about this guy. Like he I guess he finds out he has like terminal cancer or some shit like that, right? And like, life never gives him a break, pretty much. It's always been throwing him curveballs and this and that and this and that. And one day he's sitting at home and he's watching like one of these fucking MTV reality shows, My Sweet 16 Birthday or some shit like that. And he just has like this thing where like, I'm gonna fucking kill all these fucking people. So like he drives out, he steals his neighbor's car. He drives out to like where this chick is from. He like shoots her up, and he just goes on like a rampage. Like he goes to like an American Idol type contest where people are making fun. Like they pretty much like took inspiration from like that William Hung guy, that Chinese guy who couldn't sing. And like people are making fun of this one guy, and they go there and they kill the whole cast and shit like that. It's pretty fucking epic. I definitely recommend it if you look like gratuitous, violence and shit like that. It's definitely worth the watch. So I mean, is that shit Rampage on fucking Netflix and shit like that or no?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, it's not that long, and it's like a low budget film, but it's pretty fucking good though.
I'm not
Pretty
sure
much,
when I
it's
think it was
pretty
like
much just
2008.
murdering the whole way through. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
word.
like- yeah, it's a crazy
Yeah,
main
it's-
character too.
Yeah. You'll recognize the main character. He's in a couple different movies.
I'll check it out. But check out God Bless America though. It's pretty cool. It really is pretty neat, bro.
Frank, what about you with your jobs, man?
As far as shitty jobs go, man,
I feel like you've had the same job since I've known you, right?
Same.
I pretty much have. As far as I've had other jobs, but as far as shitty jobs go, I usually don't keep them very long because they're shitty. Generally, if I don't like the job that much, I'm not gonna fucking keep working there.
Same here, but sometimes you have like no choice. You know what I'm saying? Like nowhere else is hiring and shit like that. Like I mean, I've had a few jobs like that.
People say, but if you really just apply and just keep fucking applying and keep calling them and bug the shit out of them, eventually you'll find something. And if the job's that shitty, then anything's better than it. You know what I mean? Like right now, I can't just go find a job better than my job because
Obviously.
I would never make that just going and finding some other job. So
Yeah, it's usually that's like the hard part too. Especially if you get like a job that in the beginning it's alright,
Yeah.
and then eventually the company starts changing their fucking ways and shit like that, and
And that's when you have to start looking for places and saying, I have this much experience. All I have is
yeah.
experience. And most of the places I'm going to, man, like I have experience in some of the things that they want, but I don't have working experience with the other stuff. Although I know how to do it, I don't have experience in the workplace doing that, And I'll put that down, but they never want to call me because I don't have working experience with it.
Well, now at least you're working towards something. You're in school again, and I
Yeah,
mean,
dude,
so
seriously.
and you still have your job. So I mean, you're doing it while you're also making money at the same time. So that's nice.
Vicky's
But
going to be done with nursing in a couple years, 2 years max.
Nice.
she'll be making that bread. You won't even have to work, dude. Nice.
Yeah. No,
Then
I
you
was
can be a
thinking, dude,
philosopher, dude.
Stay at home, Dad.
yesterday, I'm telling you, all day yesterday, I was like, man, I think I want to switch my major to philosophy, dude. Like
Dude,
all day.
if your wife is gonna be if your wife doesn't mind
then I'm
supporting
like,
you for a
dude,
few
fuck,
years,
what the fuck am I thinking, man? Because I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, okay? And this is what really hit me, okay? I look up on Google, okay? I say, how much, because the only thing you can do with a philosophy degree is teach it. And I do not want to teach at all.
Yeah,
you can
I
write
don't
books
know.
too, dude. You could go to debates and shit
You
like
could
that,
write
like Daniel
books,
Dennett.
I guess you could. I guess you could do that. But so I look up how much does a philosophy professor make, right? And the number one answer, it's like the number one fucking link at the top. You click it, and it's like Yahoo Answers, and it's like, well, that all depends. A philosophy professor working at McDonald's would make less than a philosophy professor working at Best Buy,
Isn't that,
I'm
bro?
like,
Isn't that
okay,
fucking
you got me.
ridiculous? Like that's it's like that. You know what I mean? But granted, I feel like philosophy nowadays isn't probably like it
Yeah.
was like back in like Plato times and shit like that. But at the
Yeah.
Yeah,
same
well,
time, I feel like
philosophy, really, like, any really, like, great philosopher would say, philosophy, to be a philosopher, you can't have, you can't worry about material possessions like
sure,
that. That's not
sure.
what you're worried about the ultimate quest for knowledge and not possessions. Possessions are, the ultimate evil or whatever.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that people got smartphones and Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Anybody could be a fucking philosopher
Yeah,
nowadays
yeah,
if you
yeah.
have that
Yeah.
shit.
He lives,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I'm not talking like being a philosopher is different than getting a philosophy degree, because a philosophy degree isn't really a degree to say, okay, now you're a philosopher. It's a degree to say, okay, now you could teach about philosophy.
Exactly.
You're right,
Historian
you're
more
right.
than anything. You're a historian. You're not philosophizing. You're not coming up with new ideas, although you can on the side. But you're teaching people about the ideas that have already been came up with. So really, you're a historian
Yeah,
of
and I
sorts.
guess historian pretty much. And unless you have ideas that have already been published yourself, that's not really something.
Yeah.
So I can
yeah.
see what you're saying with that, pretty much.
Professor Frank.
I don't
But
know,
I don't
dude.
want to. I don't like fucking teaching. I hate school. I can't even fucking pass speech because I can't talk in front of people. How the fuck am I gonna be a professor?
But think about it like this: you'd be enlightening the future generations. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I feel
The
like there'd
future
be,
Franks.
I feel like there's something admirable in that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously teaching's not for everybody, but it's I don't know. I feel like there's something rewarding in that somehow. If people like want to sit in there and listen to me ramble for whatever, about
Dude,
my
and
opinions and shit like that on, what have you, religion or.
dude, you got to get like tenure from a university and shit, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah, that's gonna
it's
be kind of
bullshit,
bullshit.
dude.
Yeah, it's like you go to school for like 15 years and it takes you 45 years to pay everything off. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
What have you been up to, Eddie? Are you still going to school for accounting, man, or did you stop that? Did you ever finish, or what happened there?
Nah, dude, I stopped. I didn't stop going. I just haven't had the chance to go back. And like
Yeah, yeah,
now I'm looking for a second job, so it just makes it even more difficult to go back.
yeah. But I mean, this is like your topic. I mean, you want to add anything to the shitty job story? I mean, did you
Oh
enjoy
yeah,
work?
yeah.
I mean, you've been quiet there for a little bit. You know what I mean? For at least
I
25 minutes.
Nah, dude, we came back from Bertucci's and I ate too much
Shotty
fucking
dough.
food.
Food coma.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at a call center
Hold on, wait a
for
second.
like
Which Bertucci's? The one in Chestnut Hill?
nah, it's in Newton with the Jews.
Oh, okay, all right. Jewtown,
Oh,
Jewton,
that's Ben Hammon's.
Southie.
L'chaim,
Southie.
L'chaim.
What?
Southie.
L'chaim.
You guys seen that show? You guys seen that show on fucking TV? I don't know. What is it called? I think it's Discover or A&E. It's called like Southie. Some Boston show, dude. It's all about fucking Boston.
South Boston, son. It's where all the fucking Irish kids are.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It's so fucking funny, dude. They even have subtitle text for one of the guys because his accent.
That's so bad.
Dude, see, while you
Yeah.
guys are being corrupted by TV, I haven't seen Honey Boo Boo.
Oh,
I
I've
haven't
never
seen
seen
that
that
garbage
I've
yet.
never
Any
watched
of that
Watch
that.
that shit.
bullshit.
Hell no, I ain't watching that garbage. But I will watch some Southie.
So sadly, I haven't seen. No, I have seen one episode of fucking My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding.
Dude, Kobe's
I'm good
on.
with that. All right, Ed, my
That shit
fault,
is
bro.
ridiculous.
My fault. Go ahead. My bad. We completely digress there. We digress back to Eddie's story. My fault.
Fucking dickheads, whatever.
Ah!
But fucking, yeah, I worked at a call center, I think, for 4 days. I
4 days.
yo,
This
yeah,
gotta be
dude.
good if you only lasted 4 days.
All right, let's hear
Well,
the
I
shit.
mean, I was working at the movie theater, and I was like, you know what, I need to get the fuck out of here. So I went to a temp agency, and I should have known right from the beginning that I was gonna set myself up for something stupid. So I go to temp agency. The guy sits down with me. I take all these tests they have me take. I do real good with the math. Real good with the computer stuff and shit like that. So the guy sits down with me and he's like, you did really good with this. You did really good with that. And for a guy your age, I think I was on like 18, 19 or whatever. I think I was like, yeah, I was 19. So for a guy your age, that's really impressive. Sitting there talking, like a job. And he's trying to figure me out. So he's like, all right, so off the record, tell me 2 things you hate about your job. And I was like, we're at the movie theater at the time, so I'm like, I told him straight up, I was like, I really dislike like the customer service part. Like, I'm really good with the movies. I'm good with like, the making popcorn, selling tickets, like doing all this other stuff, like synopsis. But I was like, I hate dealing with people and I hate talking on the phone. Cause I'm like, yo, when I talk on the phone, I sound like shit. Like people are like, yo, what the fuck are you saying? So he's like, yeah, I understand. He's like, oh man, yeah, I definitely hear you out. So he's like, you know what? I think I have a lot of information. I'm gonna look over a couple things, and I
This
appreciate
is
you
the
coming
temp
in.
dude, right?
Yeah, this is a temp dude, right? I shit you not, dude. I leave his office. This isn't downtown. I think I get like a block and a half away. And before I leave, he's like, I'll get in contact with you within the next few days. As soon as I fucking leave, dude, I get a fucking phone call from this dude. So I'm like, hey, what's up, Mike? He's like, hey, man, I don't know. This is Mike. I talked to you a few days ago.
A few days ago.
Yeah.
The
He's like, do you mind coming in? And I'm like thinking he's joking or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. Like, I'll be there in like 2 minutes. He's like, oh, that's awesome. And I'm just like, so I sit down, dude. Yo, it was like I haven't seen this dude at all. Like, I thought I was being pranked. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Where's
So
Ashton
he's like,
Kutcher, right?
he's like, I've gone over everything. And I found this job. They actually want to speak to you right now. Like, I told them everything about you. I was on the phone with them for a few hours, letting them know everything about you. So
What?
I'm sitting up there like, okay,
You're like, where's the cameras at?
yeah. So he gives me the address, and it's like, dude, I'm 19. It's like he's an adult. He knows what he's doing. I'm being respectful, whatever. So I go to the fucking place. I sit down. It's like when I go to a job interview, it turns into like sketch comedy for me. Like I start cracking jokes. You know, like like we'll go over like what the job requires, but it's just like it's like stand up comedy for me. Like I'll throw a few jokes and blah blah blah. So I knew I was gonna get this job, but I didn't know what the fucking call center was. So I asked the lady, I'm like, like, oh, so what's the details about this job? Like, what do you basically do? And she's like, oh, you just basically you pick up the phone and talk to customers. And I'm just like, yo, that's what the fuck I hate about my other job.
Oh God.
So I'm sitting up there like, you know what, like these people are adults. Like I'm 19, like being respectful. Like these people are adults. Like you know what, like let me get into this. So the lady's like, can you start like tomorrow? Like yeah, I can start tomorrow. So that like the whole interview stuff was on Monday. I started on a Tuesday. And I mean, the only reason that I ended up like just staying there for that long was because they were paying me like $11 an hour. When I was like
Which honestly,
19,
that's a lot of bread back then, bro. I
yeah,
mean, I remember when when I got the job at
Oh
fucking
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
GameStop, dude. It was like $9 an hour. I'm like, oh shit, dude. I fucking loved it, man. But all right, my
yeah.
fault. Go
Actually,
ahead.
they started me at 10.25. Right? Yeah, it was 10.25. I mean, I was making 8.50 at the movie theater, so I was like, what? I'm in there. So I go in there. There's like 6 other temps. They go over how the phone works. They go over like who you're gonna be servicing. It's like the colleges of Fenway and Children's Hospital and stuff like that. So there's a direct number, so someone can call you and be like, "Oh my God, like someone passed out in the lobby. So you have to put them through a dispatcher and they get all the details and stuff. Or someone might call and be like, I'm trying to get in contact with my daughter at her school. So you have to figure out, who her daughter is and put her through or whatever. So it's like it switches from one thing to the other one. So basically, they give you a phone, and the phone has a red button. The red button takes you out from the queue. You only get 45 minutes with this button.
What's it
You
for?
get it, huh?
What's it for again?
It takes you out of the queue.
Oh, okay, all right.
So basically, you get 45 minutes of that. So you get a 30-minute break and 30-minute meal break, and then 15 minutes for whatever. So I'm like, I'm sitting up there like trying to get to know people. Like, hey, what's up? And then like this was like, no, 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 dude, get on the phone, get on the phone. Cause it's like, dude, you don't pick up the phone. You have a headset, and it automatically just goes to it. So it's like if someone calls and it goes to your line, like you have no, like no, I'm gonna pick it up in 2 seconds. Two rings, it's like one ring and picks up. So if you're talking to somebody and your phone rings and you keep talking, like they're just gonna hear that conversation. So like that shit right there was like driving me nuts, dude. Like I was like, yo, fuck this bullshit, dude. Fuck this bullshit. But I'm like, yo, this money's good. This money's good.
Isn't that the fucking main motivator, man? If the bread's good, fuck it. That's why I stayed at the bank so long, dude. It was making more money than any other fucking job I ever fucking had, and the fucking hours were decent.
You got that before the FedEx job?
Yeah, man. That's how I met Nunez, working at the fucking Bank of America and shit. And
You went the Southie Bank of America?
nah, man. This shit was
Banco Popular.
This was in fucking Alston, man. Alston, Mass is like hipster ground zero. So yeah,
Yeah.
but
So fucking So yeah, like the first day sucked because it's like I shit a lot. Like I go to the bathroom a lot to piss and shit.
you do. I'm gonna
So
just saying.
fucking so
I'm just saying.
like
That could be
Hey
a
man,
problem.
let them know. Let
so
them know.
by
You
lunchtime
got a
it's like
going problem?
so by
Could be a large
lunchtime, dude, it's like
prostate.
I've used like 20 minutes out of these 45 minutes. So then I was like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? So when I went to lunch, dude, my phone was just open because I went for my 30-minute break and my phone line was only had like basically like 15 minutes left and shit like that. So after like 15 minutes, it just stayed open. So I got in trouble for it. I'm like, okay, so I wasn't near my phone and my phone should have been shut off and it wasn't. So that's my fault. Whatever. And then the lady sits me down and she's like, you know what? We don't get this a lot, but you have a very deep accent, like a very strong accent. It shows to the phone. I'm like, yo, what the fuck
Oh
are you
god.
talking about?
Like your hood accent she meant?
Nah, like my Spanish accent, like the way that I
What?
pronounce shit. Yeah, apparently I have a very deep accent, according to these people. And then honestly, dude, the people that called were fucking like they were so fucking rude. Like I pick up the phone, I'd be like, "Bet there's Deaconess Medical Center. This is Edison. I'm gonna help you today." Like one lady pauses, she's like, "Are you fucking retarded?"
No way, dude. Are you kidding me?
Dude, I swear to God. And I was just like, "Bet there's Deaconess Medical Center. This is Edison. I'm gonna help you." And then she's like, "Oh my God, you're fucking retarded." I'm just like. And I just hung up the
She
phone. I
wasn't
was like, yo,
trolling
I'm
you?
done. I'm done. What up?
She wasn't trolling you?
Troll.
I don't know, bro. Fuck. Some people are fucking stupid, man.
And then,
Fucking.
dude, and then another person called and they were like, can I get with someone that speaks English? And I was just like, I'm like, yo, Bet Israel Deaconess Medical Center. She's like, yeah, thank you, English. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm getting frustrated, dude. So like, yo,
L
like,
English.
dude, and it was bad because like every day she would sit me down. Like the lady would be like, "Can you pronounce this?" And I would say it. So she's having me pronounce Beth Israel. She's like, "Can you pronounce it correctly?" And I'm like, "Yo, Beth Israel." So she's like, "No, Beth Israel." I'm like, "That's what I'm saying, Beth Israel." She's like, "No, Beth Israel." I'm like, "Yo, I'm not saying it like that. That's not how I talk."
Oh
So
god.
then she kind of gave me like the, well, maybe you shouldn't be here look. So I was like, you know what? I'm good with this shit. So like no Friday, I was like, yo, I'm good. I'm not going in. I called the temp dude and he was like, no, you like like they really like you. Like go in and make another effort. And I'm like, yo, like I'm good. Like find me something else. Like out of 6 people that started, I'm one of 3 that's still there. Like I'm fucking good. Like this place is nuts. So he's like, yeah, okay, I'll find something else more suitable for you. So fucking Monday, this guy calls me. He's like, I have great news. They want you working there full time, and they're gonna offer you $12.50 an hour. I was like, yo, like, and it's like, dude, mind you, again, 10.25, I was going apeshit for that money. When they told me 12, I was just like in my mind, I was like, yo, take this, take this. But that's how bad it was that I said, yo, I am fucking good. I cannot put myself through this fucking bullshit, dude. I was like, yo, never again, never again.
Yeah, man. Sometimes the money isn't worth it, bro. Sometimes the money isn't fucking worth it, dude. Like,
There's been many situations I can relate to that. Yeah, dude, I hear you when you
I
say
mean,
that.
you're at the hut right now, right, Ben? I mean, you're still there, right?
Yeah,
The
but
hothead.
that's just because they work with my school schedule mainly.
Yeah.
And the boss is real cool. She's she works with my school schedule. I make decent money in tips, but I don't really like it that much. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think Lowe's and Pizza Hut are really on the same level. It's customer service. So, but
Customer service, man. I mean, it's all
yeah,
the fucking
that's
same,
it.
dude. It's like
Yeah,
fucking, it's clerks, you know?
pretty
It's
much.
fucking clerks, bro. Not even supposed to be here today, man. Not even
But
Not
it's
supposed to
funny
even
be
though,
here
because
today.
supposed.
it's like right now, what I do for work, I'm basically work at a call center, but it's like I'm doing stuff that I enjoy doing. Like I work for a fraud department. Like we
Okay.
sit there, look over transactions. If we think it's fraudulent, call the customer. But it's like I feel with that, like I'm calling people with a purpose, and it's like, this is what I'm calling for. This is all I need to get done. Like boom, boom, boom,
And you
cool.
don't have
That's
to
it.
sell
Like
shit,
I
right?
enjoy that shit out of that. Yeah.
Hell, fuck. I don't. I would never want to sell stuff, dude.
Bro, like, I mean, I was cool at the bank until I fucking learned that, oh, you gotta sell these fucking accounts. And you know
Dude,
me,
fuck
Nunes.
selling, dude. Fuck
Oh,
I
selling,
couldn't
dude.
stand that shit, dude. Like, I mean, I just couldn't fucking do it. Like,
It was a,
I
it
don't
was a
like being
con. It was.
sold shit. And if I go to a store wanting something, I usually know what I want. Like, I don't like it when people like approach me and like, oh, well, do you know about this and this? I'm like, like
yeah.
I'll be very polite. I'm not like these assholes that come into these stores and they're like, oh, no, stay away from me, buddy, stay away. Like,
The
I'm,
worst is the people in front of the gas station when you pull up and they got the shit, they want to clean your rims and stuff.
oh,
They're like,
well,
oh, check this product out. And then you're like, no, I really got to go. No, just let me do it, just a trial.
dude, huge fucking problem in Boston is the fucking bums at the fucking red lights and shit like that, trying to clean your window and all that shit or whatever, and then
Wow.
it's become like an epidemic. But no, like I worked at Micro Center, right? I don't know if they have. I think they have them in Florida. They sell like computer parts and all sorts of stupid shit. I worked there for like 2 years, right? I started out as like a fucking cash register cat, and eventually moved up to like the customer service tech support department area or whatever, where like I wasn't just messing with customers and shit like that. It was mostly like a technical side. I'd offer some sort of help desk type shit. But like for the longest time there, it's like, oh, make sure you get the customer's name and this and that. And I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna ask a customer's name if they're buying just like a pack of fucking batteries? You know what I mean? Like, and shit like that. Like I hate jobs that they start off okay and then they start adding these little nicks and knacks and shit like that. And I don't know. I feel like
Well,
Yeah.
well, dude, I think the most fucked up thing that I honestly like hated so much about the bank was like how much they trained us to like basically lie to customers without like us not even noticing. Like they always trained us to like give customers like this great customer service like spiel, like we're there for you, like get to know the customer. Like if they come in with their kid, like the next day you see them, ask them about their kid, like
yeah, fuck that.
like gain that customer's trust, like so customers feel like it's like you want to make the customer feel like like you're part of their life, like like you know who they are and all this other stuff. And it's like, and just remember things like ask them about their kids, so like the next time that they come in, you're like, oh man, how's your son? Oh, he's doing good. Man, what are you doing to save money for him? Like, have you opened
Yeah,
some kind of, and it's like, yo,
it's
like
so
that's fucked up.
false.
Cause it's like, dude,
It's
I used to see people and like they would come up to me and I'm like, dude, like that was work. Like I was being nice because of work.
remember that
So
dude at the
that's why
bus stop?
after a while, dude, like when I like after working with you for so long, dude, and even after you left, it was just like, yo, like you just got that real shit. Like, yo, you're fucking up with your account. This is what you need to do.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
we were fucking
like
mean. Yo, towards the end, we were fucking mean, dude. Remember that chick that came in there and she was crying because of her? I'm like, bitch, you're spending all your fucking money. Don't fucking cry.
well, not dude. It's like, dude, like, and like, there were customers that like they would only deal with me because I remember like this one guy used to come in, and
Remember that
every
pregnant
Monday
lady
he
I
come
made
in or
cry?
Tuesday, huh?
Remember that pregnant lady I made cry? The Brazilian
Oh
one?
yeah, the lady that was 3 feet tall, the little midget lady. Yeah, I
Oh my
remember that
god.
shit.
All right, my fault. Go ahead.
All good stories start that way. Remember that pregnant
Right?
lady I made cry?
Nah, but it was like this dude used to come in all the time. It's like his accounts were negative, and people be like, "Oh, like you should have thought about this, and what about this, and da 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 da." And like, he came to me one time, and he's like, "What do you mean my accounts are negative?" And I'm like, "Yo, like, do you are you being serious right now?" I'm like, "Yo, you come here every freaking week, like every Monday and Tuesday, you come in." And you give the same fucking line. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nah, man. Like you guys are raping me. Like you guys making me think I got money. He's like, yo, why are you gonna let me use my card if I ain't got no money in it, and then you gonna charge me $35? And I'm just
Yeah, the
like,
same fucking
I'm like,
stories,
I'm
man,
like,
all
and
the
I
time.
remember like I asked him like, yo, let me ask you something. If you go to McDonald's and you got $3, would you order a Big Mac meal? He's like, nah, cause the Big Mac meal is $6. I'm like, then why the fuck would you order it if you know you ain't got the money to get the debit card? And I'm just like, yo, like, and
That's
I've
why you get
showed him his
overdraft
account.
protection, man. It just declines the card.
Yeah,
Dude,
not dude,
these
but
people don't seem to
they
get
should
that
start.
though, bro. Like it's.
Nah, they didn't have that years ago though. They didn't have to, like, they should started doing the decline
Oh
shit
yeah,
like
you're
two
right. You're
years
right.
ago, dude.
That was like in
Yeah.
'07.
Yeah, so like before, the bank was more than happy to let you use your fucking card. And the spiel that they used to give people was, oh no, because the way it works is we deduct the higher debits and then we go down.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you went to McDonald's and on your debit card you have $4 and you get a double cheeseburger, but then you completely forget that you wrote out a check to Wilson, I mean to JR, and he cashes it for $50. That's
Hell
the
yeah,
first thing that's
Jr.
gonna
Son.
clear out. Then everything else after that, dude, was overdraft fees. So I remember I was talking to this dude. I'm like, yo, fam, like this is how much money you giving to the bank. I was like, you ain't gonna get that money back. I can sit here and tell you it's gonna be okay and you're gonna do better, but unless you look over your shit, yo, you're
Real
gonna be
talk.
here every freaking week, yo. And he was just like, yo, I appreciate that shit. Next time I go to the bar, I'll bring cash with me. I'm like, yo, that's all you gotta do, fam. I'm like, and after a while you come in, I was just like, you like, yo, like, you a real ass dude, man. Like you told me what it is, and you told me, I wish more people talked to me the way you did, cause I would have been there. And I was just like, yo, like that's just real. Like I'm just telling you the way it is. Like I can sit here and like hide shit for you and sugarcoat it and make it sound like it's our fault when in reality it's your fucking fault and keep raping you.
And I think that's why I got in trouble so much over there was because like I never really sugarcoated for people either. You know what I mean? Like people hated coming to me. Remember that? Because like especially the Brazilians, they thought that because I was Brazilian, I was supposed to be their friend or whatever, and I was supposed to hook them up or whatever. I'm like, no. I mean, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I had a job one time where I was working late as shit cleaning up buildings, and that was pretty fun just because there was nobody there. But I would always just get mad drunk, just get so drunk, and just go clean these buildings. And I had to
Sounds
clean this
terrible.
one car dealership, Mazda, and it was me and this one dude that had to clean it. And we were sitting in the parking lot, just sitting in the middle of all the cars, like the brand new cars, smoking a blunt and drinking a 40, dude. The security guard came and tapped on the windows, and that's when we got fired.
This,
He told
you
our
can say-
boss. He told our boss, and then we
motherfucker,
got fired.
dude. I don't know, man. I feel like a job for me to be like the ideal job, I need a lot of downtime too, though. Like I feel like downtime keeps me sane. You know, especially when
You
you're
want a
dealing.
job where you gotta do no work.
Well, not exactly, but like I don't mind. But like I feel like dealing with. Oh shit! Excuse me. I feel like dealing with idiots all day. You need some sort of downtime to sort of like buffer all that fucking bullshit that you just listen to or whatever. Because you know, it, honestly, working in retail and shit like that, I try never to give people a hard time whenever I go anywhere. Like I try to empathize as much as I can, unless it's like a situation where they're being completely, unrealistic. Then I'll be like, all right, well, here's the deal, whatever. But like, for the most part, I'm very understanding, man. I really try to be because I know what it's like when someone's acting up and being an asshole. You know what I mean?
You try to
So
think about it the other way around.
yeah,
You don't. I guess
no
that,
one,
the golden rule.
yeah, no one ever tries to. No one ever thinks like that though. You see these people going to restaurants acting like assholes and shit like that, and I'm like, never fuck with people that make your food, dude. You know what I
So they
mean?
got they
Like,
got other stiff jobs. You know what I mean? They didn't have to
uh,
work their way up.
so
Well, I do. I usually try to be the dude that's like the other day I was at Marshall's, and this lady was just being a complete bitch. So, like the kid was in high school, like was young, and you can tell he just wanted to like tell her fuck off, but like he held his composure. So I walked up like, yo, that lady was a bitch, huh? And he just looked at me. I'm like, you don't have to agree. Just
mm-hmm.
she's
That's
being a
funny.
bitch,
Yeah,
and he was just like, and you can tell that that
he's like,
right there.
hell
I'm
yeah.
like, yo, you ain't fucking around. Like you're doing a good job, man. Like. She's just a fucking bitch. I know you'll
Yeah.
get motherfuckers like that.
That
Some
happened
people
with
like
me
that.
the other day at like 7-Eleven, dude. That same situation, dude.
It happened to me today. Well, not to me, but like, I mean, the fucking lady, she's like, I don't know if she was serious or not, but like, she was at Walgreens, or whatever. I was buying a fucking green tea, and the lady that was in front of me, she had this like pack of like chocolate macadamia nuts or some bullshit like that, and that were on sale. But like, it's only on sale if you have like their membership card or some shit. And like, the lady's asking, "Oh, do you have our membership card or whatever?" Because that's how you can get the sale price. She's like,
hmm
"I don't live in the country of Hawaii." I'm like, the country of Hawaii, right? And like, just listening to this lady, I'm like, this lady, she's American, an American lady, you know, like, she knows, she's like, I don't live in this country, you know, and I'm like, oh god, like, just pay for your shit and leave, you know, like, at some point, I'm like, just stop giving people a hard time. Let's just be real.
Yeah, that's
Look at
ridiculous.
this motherfucker playing Final Fantasy while on the podcast. I'm offended, Frank.
Noobing it up, bro. Well,
Congrats, son, congrats.
I'm watching the Lakers game, man.
It's all gravy. It's all gravy. We're almost wrapping up here, anyways. But I kind of want to touch on something. Have you guys been following that fucking shit with that crazed cop or whatever? They got fired and then went on like a killing spree and shit like that.
A little bit, not much.
Yeah, a
I
little
mean,
bit.
That shit's fucking
Supposedly
Those
he's
in
crazy.
the
dead.
cabin, right?
That's all I know. Supposedly
Yeah,
he's
like
dead.
they set fire to the cabin. I was reading like the fucking story or whatever. Where like they're like, oh, our intent was like to smoke him out, and then like the police chief comes out and says, well, we didn't burn it to like hoping he would come out or whatever. Like completely contradicting what they were saying. I thought that shit was fucking nuts, man.
Hey, Frank.
they burnt his ass. What's
Yeah,
up?
dude, he's burnt to a crisp.
Dude, did you hear about the Carnival cruise that got, that's all messed
Oh,
up?
they're shitting in bags. And
Yeah, dude.
Hold on, what? What happened?
The cruise line that's like, I don't know what exactly happened to
A
it, but I know
Carnival,
that
yeah,
shit and
somehow they
everything's
got
flooding
stranded,
all
yeah.
over.
Somehow
And-
they got stranded and they ran out of supplies, so they're like the no AC
for
no
like 30 plus
electricity.
hours, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah,
No running
Where's
water.
this?
no running water. It's on a cruise ship
Yeah, in the middle of what?
in the
what-
middle of the ocean, in the middle
Yeah.
of the Gulf, I think, or some
Oh,
shit.
it's been
Oh,
like
fuck.
dead for like 4 days, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So they're like shitting in buckets. Apparently, like all the toilets are overflowed with shit because everybody's used them
Yep.
up.
Bah.
And like
Yo,
they're
fuck
shitting
that.
in bags and stuff, and,
Yo,
and
fuck
apparently
that.
it's just a
That's
shit.
fucking gross.
And now like the bottom floor is
Yeah.
flooded, so it's just like shit water all on the
And
bottom.
now they're
Oh,
just going,
Speaking of
Virgin-
shitty jobs, am I right?
right, dude, exactly. And their
am I right, am I
emergency
right?
stop-off point is going to be in Mobile, Alabama. That's where their emergency dock is going to be. So it's not even like they're,
God damn, dude.
after a
Mobile?
nice cruise, you're going to be docking off in Alabama. It's not like
Mobile,
that'd be,
Alabama.
We don't like your kind around here, boy.
that'd be hilarious.
I don't know, bruh. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's just the way it is. You know, you swim in, like Hector fucking Ramos used to say, you swim in shit and then you can find something better. And I really do hope shit does look up eventually, you know? Because, Lord knows, I need a fucking break.
Well, you know what? We are young. So I mean, we do
That
have,
shit off.
we do have a lot to look forward to. So
Yeah.
I mean, except for Sin, we got Grandpa
Yeah,
Sin.
Grandpa
He's
over there,
Gandalf.
son.
He's the
Oh my
Gandalf
God.
to us hobbits. But I mean, we all have futures still yet
I
to
know
come.
how
So
We
it's
got
all-
we got past the 2012, end of the world thing. So
it's
hopefully
over
there's
for me,
more to
man.
come.
It's all done for me, man. It's all done.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
man, I am going to fucking wrap this shit right now, if that's cool with y'all.
Wrap it like a pig in a blanket.
Yo, wrap it up, B. Pretty much just thanks for coming on. Thanks for doing the shit. I know it seems like actually it went by really quickly, but yeah, whatever. Thanks, Eddie, Frank.
Fred, who the
He's
fuck
Fred.
is Fred?
It's fucking
Fred
Fred.
When have we
from now
ever
on.
Anonymous.
had any friends as Fred?
Anonymous
I
Fred.
don't know, Frank, Justin, Eddie, Ben. Thanks for coming on, players. We'll holler at you next week.